Hey guys, it's me. It is Queen Onset Haru, and thank you for joining me for another wonderful edition of Ask an Aquarius. If you haven't already, please hit the red subscribe button and smack the bell. Now, remember, if you would like to get a tarot or an oracle card reading, you can always email me for an appointment. Likewise, if you have a question for Ask an Aquarius, you can email that too. You can leave me a love donation on my PayPal, and you can also leave me a gift if you want to get me something from my Amazon wish list. Okay? Likewise, I'm really tired. I'm really tired today. You guys, I'm telling you, I worked it. I worked it this week, so I am exhausted. But I had a question that I just had to answer. Y'all know I got a lot to say, so I just had to answer this question. So several people asked me about this, and this is the last person that just asked me recently. She's a woman who has two Aquarian twin boys, but they're little. They're like 4. And she said to me that she doesn't understand why they're so damn rebellious to be so little. She was like, they have a lot of problems with rules and authority. They get in trouble at kindergarten or preschool, wherever they go to school at. They buck against everything, she says. And she said, what is the deal with Aquarius and authority? And I'm like, well, you know something? Aquarius is a sign that has 2 planets that rule us. Some signs only have 1. We have 2. And Saturn and Uranus. And Uranus is where we get that rebellious energy. Rebellious, impulsive, unpredictable energy. All comes from Uranus. So Aquarius are rebellious. Some of us are so rebellious that we're anarchists. Like, seriously, we don't believe in government at all. Like, we think everybody should just do their thing, you know? And other Aquarius, like myself, I don't have a problem with government. I don't see anything wrong with it. I just have a problem when it's not run properly, ethically. You know, that's my problem. I think that you just do the best you can to run an ethical society. And when that's not happening, that's when I have something to say. When things are going well, I'm cool. When people are being oppressed, I have a problem. You see? So I'm the kind of Aquarius who thinks that we need government, we need structure, but I just think that we need to do a better job at it. That's what I think. I think we need more leaders who are spiritually grounded. And I don't mean, you know, people that are attached to a church conglomerate or something like that. I'm talking about people who walk the walk. You know, people who are compassionate, people who are trying to, you know, people who are trying to create a good society, a positive society, not all this damn corruption. It's like everywhere I look in the planet, there's corruption everywhere. And I would just like to see more leaders who are the opposite of that. Like, come on. I know it's people out there with good hearts that can do this work. Like, where are you? Are you out there? Are you watching this video? Come on, we need you, you know? So I would just like to see more of that. So if we had more of that, I would be fine, quite frankly. When Obama was the president of the United States, that was the most patriotic time in my life. I wasn't patriotic before that, and I wasn't patriotic after that. But during them 8 years, I was there. Seriously. When the leader is somebody that I believe in, that I like, you know, that's doing things that even if I don't like everything they do, even if I don't agree with everything they do, if I can respect them, then I'm okay with that, you know? I didn't agree with everything Obama did, but I respected him. So if he made a call that I wouldn't have made, it is what it is, you know? So I don't have a problem with that. But I do have a problem when I don't trust the leader, if I think the leader is corrupt, those kind of things. Then I'm with the anarchists. I'm like, let's overthrow this. Let's end this. This cannot be, you know? So that's when I really understand them. But I think that we do need structure. I just think we need a good structure, a positive structure, a structure of people who care about the citizens that they represent. And aren't just up there taking our money, you know, and not caring about the people. That's my bottom line. And a lot of Aquarius feel like that, and some of them just feel like we don't need it at all because of the corruption or whatever the case is. So Aquarius are like that, yes. And this does trickle down to when we're little, because I know I went through this at school. I was rebellious against my teachers. I was rebellious against the principals, all the way up, all the way up. If you ask any teachers that I had, the ones that I liked, the ones that I respected, are the ones who got no trouble out of me ever. The ones I loved got no trouble, no disrespect. The ones I didn't like, I gave them hell because I was too young at that point to realize that wasn't a good idea. So I did. All the way up, I was rebellious. I was in trouble. I was suspended for fighting. It was always some crap with me. So Aquarius do have that tendency, and a lot of Aquarian parents, I feel sorry for parents of Aquarius because you have this rebellious child who might get in trouble a lot. So I do understand this poor mother's her plight. But that is how we are. That's just, it's part of us. All you can do is encourage your boys to not be rebels without a cause. Because some Aquarius are like that. They just rebel to rebel. And I think that's a waste of time. Rebel for a purpose, or don't rebel at all. So teach them that, so at least their rebellious energy will go towards something productive, because it's always going to be there. It's not really going to go anywhere. A lot of Aquarius are like that. Not all, but a lot. And it's not really going to go anywhere. So if you can just encourage it to take a positive connotation, I think that would be your best bet. And teach them how to rebel. There's a way to speak up for yourself. There's writing letters. You know what I mean? There's a way to speak up for yourself, and there's a way that's going to get you arrested. So I don't, see, my thing about law, I don't really care much about laws, to be honest with you. What I care about is the consequences of breaking those laws. See, that's what keeps me out of trouble, because I don't want to go to jail. That's my biggest thing. Ever since I was a young girl and I realized what jail really was, what prison really is about, I was like, I'm not trying to be up in there. So I follow rules, not because I believe in the rules, but because I know that the consequences are real. And that's not good. So if you can teach your kids those kinds of things, like there's consequences for your actions, things along those lines, and they're 4 going on 5, so this is age appropriate at this time, and that's really the best you can do, and help them to productively express their anger, express their feelings when they feel like something isn't right, or when they feel like, there's a need to raise up, there's a need to rebel. Teach them how to respectfully speak up for themselves and things like that, because it's not going to go anywhere. So you're going to have to teach them how to use it productively and positively. And one of the things about this I want to say that's weird to me is that the Aquarius is rebellious, but we're often the leader. So when I'm a leader, I'm like, I'm one of those kind of leaders that's in charge. You know what I mean? I handle my business. So I think it's kind of funny that these rebellious people are often in charge. So you don't like authority, you don't like rules, but now you're in charge and got to make them. And when I was a high school teacher, that's when I really felt the weight of that, because I had to uphold these rules of this organization, this district that I ain't believe in. I didn't believe none of that, So that was very difficult to be the authority, to make the rules, to enforce the rules, So it's like, for me, that's one of the biggest contradictions about being Aquarius, is that we don't like rules, we don't like authority, we're rebels, but we're often in positions where we have to enforce them. We're often in positions where we are the leaders, and when we are the leaders and we can tweak the rules the way we like to tweak them, that's fine. As a teacher, I pretty much ran my classroom. We did what I said. But when I had to make the kids do something that the higher ups wanted, that's when it wasn't so good. That's when I didn't like it that much, because a lot of times what they wanted wasn't in our best interest, and now I gotta make us do something that's not in our best interest. Very difficult position to be in. But I think it's just one of those contradictions of being Aquarius. Likewise, if you look back in history, a lot of rebellions and revolutions and things like that were led by Aquarius. One of my biggest examples is Huey P. Newton. Huey P. Newton was an Aquarius, and Huey P. Newton's partner, the co-founder of the Black Panther Party, was Bobby Seale, the founder and the co-founder. So it was Huey first, and then it was Bobby Seale. But Bobby was a Libra, and Huey is he passed away, but he was Aquarius. So I thought that was interesting because I'm like, look at this as another Aquarius Libra duo, you know? And it was during the time of what? Great revolution, great rebellion. The 60s was crazy. You know, everything was all over the place. And they were fighting for rights and fighting oppression. And I mean, it was just crazy in the United States. But it was a time of rebellion. And look who is at the forefront of one of the biggest movements in Aquarius. All right, guys, it's time for me to get going. So that's the answer to your question, and I really hope that helps you. All right, guys, see you later.